Okay.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for staying for the long haul here. Really appreciate it. My name is Lisa Campbell, and I am running for the Georgia House of Representatives in District 35, which is Kennesaw and Ackworth. And I want to start off by thanking the Cobb Democrats for hosting us today. Really appreciate it. And thank you for all the serving legislators who have been here with us and are still here with us today. I want to do something a tiny bit different since you've all been sitting here for the last 2 hours. I'm going to take a cue from the church I grew up in. I'm going to ask you to stand up. This was not planned, but I think we need a little bit here. Stand up, and I want you to repeat after me if you would. We've been talking about democracies on the line. Can we get a unity? Unity. Unity. Can we get an inclusivity? Inclusivity. Can we get an opportunity? Opportunity. We want unity, inclusivity, and opportunity. That's what we want. All right, so now I'm not quite done. Turn to the person sitting next to you or behind you. Spread a little Cobb County Democratic love. Tell them, why do you love living here? Well, I believe that everyone in this room probably would say, we live in a great county. That Cobb County is a great county. That is why we've moved here. That's why we've invested here. That's why we've built businesses here. That's why we've raised our family here, because Cobb County is a great county. But Cobb County will not stay a great county if we do not continue to invest and protect in our democracy. All of our candidates have been talking about this and are serving legislators today, and it's very critically important. So I want to share a little bit about my background so you have an understanding about why I believe I am the best candidate to serve in this position. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what drives me, and then I want to tell you a little bit about where I stand on the issues. I realize we are getting way past 12 o'clock, so I too like to talk deep and wide. I brought a lot of notes here. Let me just say that if I don't answer your question today in this speech, please visit my website. I have a plan. You've heard another Democratic woman who has a plan. I got lots of plans, and I would love to share the plans with you, and I welcome you to ask me questions. Call me, email me. I'd love to have coffee with you and to learn more about your needs and to talk about moving forward with progress here in Cobb County. So I grew up in Cobb County. I'm the oldest of 3 girls. And we were all very grateful to have lifelong support of my parents, who still live in Cobb County and live in my district. And they are celebrating their 57th wedding anniversary next month. I know. I graduated from Cobb County Public Schools. Go Mount Bethel, go Dodgen, go Mabry, go Lassiter. So I know Cobb County Public Schools. I also graduated from the University of Georgia, go Bulldogs, with a Bachelor of Arts in English. And since that time, since 1990, I have built a career in advertising, public relations, marketing, business technology, and business consulting. I started in Atlanta with some esteemed clients that you will know, the Carter Center and Delta Airlines. I moved to Memphis, where I worked in healthcare, and I worked on clients like St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I moved a little further northward to Nashville, where I had the great fun opportunity to work with the Grand Ole Opry in the entertainment industry. And then I took a big jump north and headed to Michigan, where I worked for General Motors and Cadillac. I earned the opportunity to be a working and investing equity partner in a technology firm in Atlanta, and that brought me back home in 2000. And over the years, I have worked for many large global organizations and companies that you will know: Coca-Cola, Newell Rubbermaid, Saab Cars, and the United Way. And it's because of these leadership skills, this career that I have built and honed over the last 30 years, that I'm raising my hand to serve as your next and first female elected representative to our district. And you may be thinking the connection between serving and these roles. And it really has been my role as an organizational leader, my job, my primary purpose, to unite people, to rally teams, and to motivate groups of people, large groups of people that have diverse interests often, sometimes competing goals, and help them understand the long vision and the progress that we want to make. Help them do things that have never been done before. My job in my career has been to help large organizations create brand new products, envision services that have never existed before. And not only to see that vision, but to understand how to work together to achieve a shared goal. And I think these are the skills, the critical skills that we need to unify our people, to work together to protect our democracy. The division that we've all been talking about, and I'll get into that a little bit more, in our county in particular, we started talking about it, the gerrymandering at the congressional level, the state level, the House level, now the local level, the division in our public school systems. That is not happening on accident. It is by design. And I'm here to rally us together to say that by design, we are stronger together and we are better together. And I'm running to be that leader to bring us together in this county, in this district, to continue to create a great place to live. I knew who I was pretty early on in terms of my passion for working. I'm a hand raiser. Yes, I'll be there. I'm a doer for my family, for my career, but also for my community. I ran my first race, my first political race. It was in the 8th grade for Student Forum. My slogan was, "Don't gamble, vote Campbell." Like that. And I may bring that back. And I was looking through a scrapbook the other day and I found my speech, my handwritten speech from the 8th grade. And what was really funny is it was not that dramatically different than this speech today, which was about showing up and listening and doing the work to represent the people in our district. So over the course of my adult life, I've also continued to serve our community by serving as a volunteer board member for Hands On Atlanta. I've been active in the communities where I've lived. I lived in Druid Hills for a while and was an active member of the Civic Association there. And when I moved to Kennesaw 5 years ago to provide some care for my parents, I was elected to the Homeowners Association for Legacy Park, which is one of the largest precincts in our district. I've also done work for In Community, which is Georgia's largest organization, providing services for adults with developmental disabilities. I've also been a leader. When I lived in DeKalb, I was a part of the Fairwater Citizen Action Group, and we conducted investigative research. And ultimately, I filed a formal complaint with Attorney General Chris Carr to take corrective action against, at the time, which were egregious water bills, high increasing lead levels, and possible fraud. So I am interested in making a difference, and I have been working to make a difference for the communities that I serve. And it has been my lifelong passion to organize for women's equality and representation. I started by working with the National Organization for Women when I was in college in Athens, and I've continued that over the course of my life. I've done work with the United State of Women, the Atlanta Women's Foundation, and have been a longtime supporter of women candidates. here locally and across the state in our country. And I've also just received endorsement and support from Emerge Georgia and Her Term and some other supportive organizations. I see many of my sisters here from those training organizations. And for all of these reasons, I'm eager to continue working for our community and helping us move forward. Y'all know my platform ideas. It's unity, inclusivity, and opportunity. And these are the actions I believe will bring us to a better Georgia for all. These actions we want to apply in a couple of different key areas. So where do we stand? What are our platform ideas? Healthcare, expanding access to high quality, affordable healthcare close to home. In Cobb County, we do have great access to healthcare. Unless we protect that and expand it, though, that is not something that we can just take for granted. I will be working urgently to protect our right to bodily autonomy. It is under threat each and every day, and that will include access to abortion care, to prenatal care, to family care, and don't forget, as menopausal care. Life doesn't just end, right? We need to keep protecting all of our women throughout the course of their lives. And I will champion our rights and work against the unfounded legislative mandates that represent political interference in our lives, and they compromise our care and our safety. I will be working to continue the expansion, not the erosion, of our ACA healthcare platform. I don't know about y'all, but as a small business owner, purchasing healthcare insurance is crazy expensive. We've got to be working to make it more affordable. Similarly, on that platform, I could pick through 93 different policies. Not one of those 93 policies, as an individual worker, offered me a PPO, a selection of physician. That's a big problem. We ought to have healthcare where we can go and see the doctors that we have relationships with. I also will be working to lead state efforts so that we as a state have the ability to negotiate with the pharmacy benefits managers at the state level. We have got to end price gouging of our services and of our pharmaceutical, and we need the ability to negotiate that at the state level. I'll also be working to increase access to disability waivers. I don't know if many of you are very familiar with or maybe rely on disability waivers, but in Cobb County in particular, there are potentially 64,000 individuals just in our county alone that would qualify and be eligible to receive care to support them in things like bathing or eating or going out in our communities. However, this year we have 7,000 people in Georgia on a waiting list to get the care that they are eligible for. We had 200 waivers, 200 out of the 7,000 on a waiting list to receive access to those waivers this year. That's unacceptable. We've got the money, we've got the process, and as Nicole was talking about, we need the process to administer those benefits. So healthcare is big. Secondly is education. Protecting our quality education. So we all know that our accreditation has been under review. This week, poof, the review process is suddenly invalid. I don't know about y'all, but I believe that and Sharice could tell us about this, our issues in terms of protecting transparency, better communication, and financial accountability. Those issues have not gone away, even though the accreditation may be changing. So I will work tirelessly to make sure that we are working with, again, in unity with our school board members to be more accountable and to be more transparent. I also believe in teaching the truth about science and history and who we are, the families we want to create, the people we want to be, in all different shapes and sizes, And I believe that the recent bills that have been passed diminishing our opportunities to tell the truth are, again, dividing us, but they're keeping our children from making progress. I believe in trusting teachers to host moderated conversations and show up to have the courageous conversations our students need to empower them with knowledge so they can go out into the world as courageous, contributing citizens, building unity, inclusivity, and opportunity. And that does not happen if we don't protect our teachers and allow them to teach the truth. And third, in terms of education, we've all been seeing many different bills down at the House being debated. And at the center of these issues, the thing that you aren't hearing a lot of people talking about are the children, are the students. And I believe we need a focus to center the conversation around our students' achievements in both curriculum and academic outcomes, but also their achievements in the world, creating, contributing, courageous citizens who can go on to have meaningful and rewarding lives. I'll say it again, unity, another area where we believe there's great work to be done. The division that is happening in our county, as I said, is not accidental. It's very purposeful and on design. I'm running to promote unity. We have 4 cityhood movements here in our county, all designed to divide our county, our great county. Not one of these cityhood movements, not one, is based in need. Not one of these efforts has conducted a needs analysis. Not one. Not one of these cityhood movements have identified services that are lacking in their communities. They are pushing these cityhood movements to divide us. But it's not about need. It's not about services. They're doing it for their own agenda, and it's about exclusivity, not inclusivity. We know from Lisa Cupid's solid work. We all voted her in, and the commissioners, and she's doing a wonderful job. I'm a huge supporter. And she's been sharing information, and we know from the information she shared that right off the bat, $45 million will be coming out of our general fund as a great county. Where are we going to make up $45 million plus annually? That money is going to come from somewhere. It's going to come either from increased taxes or reduced services. I believe we really need to be speaking loudly at every opportunity to say, we have a great county and we are stronger and better together. We must not waver. We must not let them divide us. And think about the work that I've done in terms of business consulting and technology for new cities. Instead of pooling our resources, pooling our time, pooling our energies and our teams, we're now going to be diluting those. We're going to be diminishing those systems and recreating and duplicating now new websites, new administrative teams, new workers, new services, not based on need. I believe we should be moving forward with unity. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about in terms of issues and platforms, I believe is rooted in the practical ways that we achieve unity, inclusivity, and opportunity, and that's technology. I am a leader who will bring 30 years of working in the business community to help us bring Cobb County forward with technology. Nicole also talked about some of the databases built in COBOL. We have the same problem across the board in our county services and our statewide services. I have experience in technology and helping teams come together to see the big picture, to build the investments and the infrastructure we need so that the values that we're all here talking about today, we can actually live those values. We can actually implement those values in systems and governments that are well organized and moving forward. Technology. We need an investment in tech infrastructure so we are prepared to thrive in the global world. The rest of the world and everything we do probably outside of government, think about all the things that you do, many of you on your phone right now. What do we do on our phones? We can do everything from, you can buy a car now on your phone, you can buy a house on your phone, You buy everything that to clothes, to food on your phone. But think about the things we do in government. How many of those things are convenient, easily accessible? B talked about kiosks for voting, kiosks for absentee ballot. Why not? Why are we allowing our government to say we're not moving forward, we're not progressing? We have the money, we have the talent, we have the expertise here in Georgia. We absolutely should be demanding that we invest in that infrastructure so that we have the tools and the resources we need to disperse the funds, to provide the resources that we've all agreed we want to be investing in. So what does this look like? In healthcare, it means a secure data system that enables real-time sharing of our healthcare data between insurance providers, healthcare providers, pharmacies, and patients. That can be done. The data exists, and it can be done safely. Voting, secure dating systems. B talked about it. I agree 100%. Education, it means broadband for all of our students, all of our residents, and it means learning for students of all ages, not just our elementary and secondary schools, but adults as well. And lastly, what we don't have at the state level right now, which I believe we need, is a statewide organization that provides oversight of our plan, our investment plan, our long-term technology plan, to help us actively be working not only to provide these services and make them safe and secure, but to assess, mitigate, and prevent cyber threats. All those things I just talked about, we don't have those things at the state level right now, and we need someone focused on making sure that we're prepared to live in the global world and to do it well and to preserve our democracy and our great place to live. I don't believe it's an overstatement to say that today, while we are fired up here, many of us may be a little bit tired. We've been carrying a huge burden around with COVID. We have a horrifying war happening as we speak. People are dying for democracy. And we have a state that's really doing everything they can to chip away at our rights. So I believe we need a leader in this district who is focused on pulling us together, helping us revive, helping us keep it going, which is my dad's favorite saying, which I feel to be so important in this moment. And by the way, if you're interested, I have a podcast called Politics and Poetry. Check it out. It's all about how words motivate people. Keep it going is a saying from a poem written by Georgia's first poet laureate, Frank L. Stanton. Just a little bit of trivia there. But I believe we need leaders who understand the power of words, understand how to move people through poetry and through language, and through coming together with unity, inclusivity, and opportunity, so we really can move forward and achieve our progressive goals. I have great hope and energy, and I have the leadership experience we need to get this done. But I can't do it alone, and I really am asking today for your help. If anything that I've said or that the other candidates have said have sparked your interest, and I think I've heard a lot of things that have got me fired up, I hope you will take the time today to do 3 things. 1, visit my website. It's very easy, lisaforgeorgia.com, lisaforga.com. Sign up to volunteer. I need your help to call people, to knock on doors. Please donate if you can. None of this happens. The buttons, I've got buttons and cards and banners. Please take some. But none of that happens without your help from a financial perspective. And then the last thing I'm going to ask you to do, which I think is the scariest, but the most necessary and the most courageous thing. And that is when you walk out of here today and for the next week and until the primary, which is on May 24th, show up and have courageous conversations with the people in your world. Yes, the people who believe with you, who live with you, maybe those people who live with you believe the same values that you do. But I'm also encouraging you to show up with those people who said they're tired, or maybe they have a different point of view. Show up and share the story about what you've heard here today around the importance of protecting our democracy. And ask them to participate with you. If you will show up and canvass with bringing one other person with you, it will make a huge difference. And the next time that they bring just one more person with them, that will make a huge difference. And when we unite, when we're inclusive in that way, we can provide great opportunity and we can build a better Georgia for all of us. So I'm so excited to be here today. Thank you so much for listening, for hanging on until the very end. We've got one more great candidate coming up after me, but I really thank you and I hope to meet each and every one of you. Remember, unity, inclusivity, and opportunity. I hope to earn your vote. Lisa Campbell, House District 35, Kennesaw and Ackworth.